Hi, my name's Steve and I'm going to show you how to fix the Bluetooth antenna issue with the JBL flips. JBL flips manufactured with a serial number below 0189100 were supposed to be recalled by JBL and had the Bluetooth antenna issue resolved, but as I've found out, a lot of sellers are still selling the unrevised versions, and my number is 0089948, which is nearly 100,000 below the serial number of the revised versions. So I had a look on the internet. I thought I'll have a go at it. If it's just a Bluetooth antenna issue, then maybe there is some way I can extend the aerial. So I had a look on the internet last night and I saw the FCC picture applications that showed the actual modification that JBL have made to the JBL flip to increase the reception. My JBL flip has got about a 5 feet range, which is not very good for Bluetooth at all, considering that the new revised versions are supposed to, people have been saying that they can go upstairs or they can go into the garden and the Bluetooth still works. So I thought, well, nobody else has done it, so, and it looks like it could be solved pretty easy, so I thought I'd have a go. So this is I've already taken it apart once just to see. It doesn't look very easy to get into, but I've already done it, so I will show you how to get in it and hopefully how to fix it. Right, now we're going to dismantle it. Can I first just say that if you do attempt this, you'll be voiding all warranty between JBL and the seller. Don't come moaning to me that you broke it, or you've done this, or you've scratched it, or you've scuffed it, or you've done anything that makes it not work the same as when you first started, because if you do, you've only got yourself to blame. The tools that I'll be using to dismantle the JBL flip will be a small set of precision screwdrivers, well, not actually that small, pair of scissors, soldering iron, a length of canal wire, which I used to use when I was installing PlayStation chips a long time ago, and a pair of tweezers. These are to get the end caps off, so you can get the screws out. So that's what you'll need. You'll probably find that you might be able to find your own ways of opening it up with your own tools. These are just what I had knocking about, and which I found was the most effective. I've already had it apart once, so I'm just doing it again just to make the video. Right, this is going to be quite difficult to do on the camera, but if you see on the ends here, there's two caps, and these two caps have got to be removed. Now this is going to be quite difficult to do with trying to look at the screen and then look at this, but if you can see, there's a seal all the way around. There's a rubber seal as well. So what you need to do is I'm using these tweezers, and then there you go, you can get that cap off and rubber seal, and if you look in there, you should be able to see 4 screws. So then what I found was the hardest point was the cap that the buttons are on. I struggled quite a bit to get this off without actually making a whole lot of damage to around the cap and the plastic around it, because it's quite difficult to do. This is how I found that the tweezers were the best tool to use, because they're quite flat, and because they've got the they're wider than a normal screwdriver but quite flat. They don't seem to dig into the plastic on the cap. Whether I'll be able to do this while the video camera on is another matter, because it was, when I tried it, it was quite difficult to do. Hopefully I'm not too fussed about actually scuffing it up any more than it is. But if you do look round the actual cap, you'll see an area that's there's more of a gap than around the other side. So what you can do is use that gap. Now hopefully I can do this first go without making myself look a bit of a knob. So there you go, I've inserted it in there. Pull it forward. Oh no, that didn't do it. Give it another go. There. Oh, first go. Probably could do with a bit more light in here actually, but so there you go. So then we can go round. There you go. The cap's out. There is, just be careful when you pull this, because there is a ribbon cable behind it which has got a load of silicone, a load of rubber sealant. So you need to get behind there and pull it from the other end, so you're not actually putting any strain on the connector. If you look down, I don't know if this is going to pick this up properly. You've got a connector. Can you see it? I'll wait for the autofocus. Where that's going in, just there. It's going to make it very difficult. There's what you need to do then is you need to open this up, this little connector block. You need to, let me try and get it to it without doing it. If you're used to taking things like this apart, electrical things, you'll find this quite straightforward. You just lift up both sides here, and then the connector, the ribbon connector, will just slide out. There you go. So now we have the cap with the controls on, and there you go, another 4 screws. So there you go, I'll put that back there so you can see it. Right, I think I'll stop the video there and carry on in a second when I've composed myself. Right, now it's time to undo the screws. Here we go. There's 4 of them on each side. There you go. There's the 4 screws on this side. Get a bit more light on what we're doing. Here's the next 4. Okay, so now we can, this will allow us to remove the black plastic trim. There you go, that's the first piece, and then what we need to do is to remove the silver piece. There's 2 screws, one there, one there. Right, now this bit will now come away. Okay, Right, so now we've got that bit and that bit. There's another bit here, this plastic bit here, another little cover which comes off. There's another cover, which then leaves you with 3 screws, one in the centre, one on each end, and the speaker grill. The speaker grill has little cutout bits, little lugs that you need to remove, that, well, not that you need to remove, that you need to bend up so that you can actually separate this silver grill from the actual speaker itself. So if you do look down, it's quite hard to pick up, but obviously if you're looking at this video and you're looking at your own, you'll see what I mean. So you just need to slightly bend these up, these lugs. You need to slightly bend these lugs up. It's quite difficult to do this when you've got a video camera recording it, but it can be done. You just got to be careful. You don't want to bend them too much. Right, if you can just pull it a bit like this. There's some lugs on the side as well that you'll see. Just there. There's one there, and one on the other side. This will actually, if you bend these ones up, this will make it quite a lot easier to get the thing off altogether. So that's what we need to do. We need to bend these 2 lugs up that's on the speaker grill. It's very difficult to do this when you haven't got a when you've got a video camera running. Right, so these lugs sitting quite proud now and away from the little cutouts of the speaker itself. So then you should be able to just pull it. There you go. You should be able to just pull it on each side. Don't pull it out too much. You don't need to split it too far. All you need to do is get it. All you need to do is bend it back enough to be able to remove the speaker out of it. And there you go. So we have the grill off, the 3 covers, which you can move out of the way now. And then we need to unscrew those 3 screws which will split this apart. So there's the first one. Here's the second one. It's in there somewhere. It's very deep down inside. I think I might have to use another screwdriver actually to get that one, because it's quite deep. I don't think I've got a screwdriver that's going to fit it right now. Hopefully this screwdriver will do it. Yeah, there you go. It's not the best of screwdrivers, but it's enough to do that. So there you go. That's screwdriver. So middle's out. Try and keep these screws all separate so you know where they'll go. Right. So that's that one. That one and that one. So there you go, we've got all the screws there that we need. Right, and now very carefully you can prise the speaker apart to reveal the inside. There you go. There's the inside. Right, what we need to do now is we need to start unplugging all these little connectors. These just pull off. They're supposed to just pull off. There you go, that's that one. Trying to remember obviously where they go. Connectors are all pretty much different sizes, so you shouldn't really get it wrong. That one's very tough. I don't know why this one's taking so much to come off. It shouldn't do. Obviously I don't want to pull it so hard that it's going to rip it off the motherboard. Now let me see. It appears that this one here hasn't got a pull-off connector. They've been soldered straight to the board, which is quite a big pain in the arse. But it shouldn't stop us from doing what we need to do. What we need to do now is very gently lift off the circuit board from where the speaker is. And then there is some more of the rubber sealant on the back of the circuit board, so you've got to be very careful not to pull any of the connectors off. There is actually some, oh god, what is this stuff? There is actually some connectors on the back, which hopefully, right, let's remove this ribbon cable. This is a ribbon cable that goes through to the connectors on the front. So if we remove that out of the way, then we're not going to rip that when we lift this up. Right, so there you go. So we've lifted up the circuit board now. Still got a bit of that rubber crap on it. Aha, so here we go. There's the back, you can see. Remove some of this rubber. It should all stick back together once it's off anyway, so wouldn't worry about it. And just there, I don't know if you can see that little white ceramic thing just here. That is your Bluetooth antenna. Right, so we can actually separate all these connectors now because these are all push-on connectors. So if we remove this one, these are actually push connectors. So there you go. So now we have separated the motherboard and speakers from the battery. There you go. And this is the bit that we need. So it's time to turn the soldering iron on and solder some wire onto it to make an aerial, an extra extended aerial. So that is what I'm going to do next. As you can see, I've got the soldering iron plugged in. I've got my helping hands holder, which is clipped onto the circuit board motherboard. And we've also stripped small part of the end of the canal wire, which I'll need to tin when the soldering iron gets up to temperature. What I'm going to do is I'm going to solder to the side of this ceramic aerial. There's the little ceramic aerial, and it comes into focus. And if you can see where the little round dot is to the right of it, that's the side I'll be soldering the wire to. So when I've done that, we'll carry on. What we'll need to do then is find a way to find somewhere to route the wire through, and my plan is to have it coiled up on one of the end caps, preferably the one that hasn't got the switches in, so that the opposite end. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll carry on from there. You can see I've got it more or less back together now. I've routed the wire, as I said, through the other side with the cap, which is the opposite side of where the controls are. I've just wrapped them around the posts that the main trim screws to. When the black plastic trim that's screwed on, that will make sure that that doesn't just fall off, because there's no tape or anything. Trying to get a better look at it. So there's the end that the cap goes on, and this is the end that I'll say that's the end where the controls go on, the on and off, volume, and the call answering button. This is the makeshift antenna that I've made out of cane wire that I've soldered to the motherboard. I have actually tested it. The range is not has not been it's been doubled, to be perfectly honest. It was about 5 feet, now it's about 10 feet. I haven't had a chance to check it anywhere else, but it's still a significant improvement. Doubling the range is quite a significant improvement, but it's you might be better off sending it back for a replacement rather than attempting this yourself, because it is quite fiddly, and there is quite a high risk of you actually breaking something if you're not really familiar with taking things apart. So as I've said at the beginning, it's entirely your risk for taking it apart and trying this mod. I would probably only do it if your warranty has run out, or you just find, or you haven't got a warranty, or you just find that the Bluetooth range that you've currently got is just not enough. But it has doubled the range, which is enough for me, so it'll all go back together, and hopefully it'll all work as it should. It should do. I've tried it a few times, but now I'm going to put everything back together, screw it all up, and then I'll take it outside and I'll give it another go and see how what the range is. But it has definitely doubled it from 5 to 10 feet, which is not incredible for Bluetooth, but it's still more or less, it's still better than what it was. So I'm just going to screw it all back together. This may be the last video, I'm not sure. It's pretty crap, to be honest. It'll give you an idea about dismantling it. Somebody will probably will see the video and use it and make a better one. But for now, I'll put some comments somewhere for any information that's required. But anyway, that's it. That is my Bluetooth modification, aerial modification, and a very terrible video. Okay, thanks for watching. Good luck.